Hi, in this video we will talk about education, stereotypes, and prejudices. First, we will start with education here in Mexico, that is ruled by the Secretary of Public Education in all the country, and it is organized in school years that are mandatory to be coursed and some of them that aren't. The ones that are mandatory are 3 years of kindergarten, 6 years of middle school, 3 years of junior high, and 3 years of high school. The ones that have the resources can study a career, and the year that it lasts depend in each career. Most of them last between 4 to 5 years, but there are other careers that last more. A normal day in school is going to the class, pay attention to what the teacher says, take notes, and raise your hand to ask a question or to respond a question that has been made by the teacher. Between classes, you have some free time to complete homework or to do things, or even to talk with your classmates. In that free time, you can take extra classes that the school provides, like cooking, dancing, painting, and others. Our university, some schools, and other universities are involved in many cultural and academic events in national and international ways. The University of Monterrey gives the opportunity to visit and study all around the world, and it gives the opportunity to people from other countries to come study here. Even though our university is Catholic, we accept as equals every religion, making us a university that is promoting diversity. You can choose whatever you want to study, but as I commented before, in Mexico you enter to a school in a very young age, so your parents are the ones that choose. However, when you're 15 and you are going to pass to high school, you can choose in which one you want to go, and later you will choose in which university you want to study. The government doesn't have anything to do with your choice. In Mexico, the profession of a teacher is not well looked because people don't consider the importance of this job. People think that anyone can make this job, not caring if they have the preparation to do it and if they have the vocation. That is something very important here. Teachers are bad paid here in Mexico, so lots of people that have the vocation and want to be a teacher give up because they have to earn a good amount of money to have a good life, or at least that's what they think. Something that we consider is unique in Mexico's education is that there are a lot of schools here, and each of them have different values and principles. Even though it's supposed that they have to teach the same academic knowledge, they teach to their students how to be a better person in this world that is so damaged. The ideal teacher for us is the one that knows everything about the subject that is going to teach. Is the one that demands his students to give their best, but is flexible when it's needed. Is the one that gets his students to be interested in the class to give them a true knowledge that can help their life. And last but not least, is that the ideal teacher has to be interested in the personal life of his student without overdoing, because a good relationship is built with trust, and if the student feels that you care about him, he will be more comfortable around the teacher and he will learn more. Now we're going to talk about stereotypes and prejudices. Mexico is considered a very happy country, where there is a lot of parties, alcohol drinks like tequila, but not everything is good. We are considered like a poor country because we are lazy. It is believed that Mexico has the most corrupted government at the West Hemisphere in the world, and because of this, the country is full of violence and is poor. At last, people think that Mexico is being repressed by the USA, that they want us to be poor so they can exploit our workers. One of the stereotypes that causes more problem to us is that they think that Mexico is an undeveloped country, where people ride a donkey and dress with big hats and sarapes. Those are the clothes of a typical Mexican, and we're not ashamed of that, but it has passed centuries since we dress like that. And Mexico is a really developed country that gets stronger every second. We think that stereotypes and prejudices exist because there are always a false idea that we create about things that we don't know, and are given because of something that we listen to or things that has happened before. We have seen that these stereotypes are made because of the way that happen things in the daily life. This has to change because we have to accept that every person in this world is different, And not because they belong to a certain group or country, it means that everyone there is like that person. One of the prejudices that we have seen change is about the Mexican woman. People think that every woman has native features, and of course we have them, because it is in our roots. But in 2010, Mexico gave another perspective of the beauty by the victory of the Mexican Jimena Navarrete as Miss Universe. Another one is about the tourism and the wellness of the Mexican country, because it was believing that Mexico only had beaches and clubs to offer to tourists. However, in 2007, Chichen Itza, a Mayan country, was declared one of the seven wonders of the modern world, giving them an enormous amount of tourists in the past years. They exist different ethnical groups here in Mexico, but the main ones are the mestizos that are 62% of the population. They are the ones that have Spanish features, and the other ones are the natives, like the Mayan, Mexicas, and Tarahumaras, that are only 38% of the population. The difference between these two groups are that the native had darker skin color, and the mestizos has white skin. The native are shorter, and their features of their face is different. In Mexico and outside the country, the stereotype of the work of each ethnical group is already made. Like, the natives are known for hard work, like construction, cleaning, and work in the field. Meanwhile, the mestizos are associated with work from the office and politics.